Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen with a state of the PTU, looking at the latest PTU patch, the Public Test Universe patch for 3.7.0, or 0 in fact, and the I and J patch notes, the last two PTU patches we've had. How playable does 3.7 look like it's going to be? When are we going to get the live build? Are your annoying bugs fixed? Should I start playing now? Let's take a look. The Star Citizen Alpha 3.7.0 is on the first wave of PTU, so Concierge subscribers and Evocati will have access, but I would expect it to open up to wider PTU literally any time now. It could be today. It is possible that the Alpha 3.7 will have a live build for the 10th of October. That looks like what they're still aiming for. Failing that, I would expect an open PTU for all backers on the 10th. So maybe not on the live servers, but in the sort of like PTU for everyone to have access to. The patch doesn't have the RSI Mantis flyable by players yet, though it is being flown around by devs. So you can see that in some people's streams and other people's videos. The PTU is extremely playable as well, at least for me. There is an occasional server disconnect, which needs to be fixed, although that doesn't seem to be happening to me at all anymore. A host of known issues, which they are solving and going through. But once those are solved, we should have Star Citizen in the best state it has ever been in regards to the PTU and its playability, at least. However, there's also a load of improvements to Arena Commander and Star Marine, so hopefully those two modes will be in a great state for live. It is going to be dependent a bit on the servers and on those live servers, because if you have lag, if you're having problems like that with the server, then it's going to be a terrible experience, whatever. I would say that the proximity assist feature needs more work at the moment. Many ships can fly in atmosphere as if it's space when close to the ground, literally just pointing their nose directly pointing at the ground with sort of like little effect on them. They're effectively floating turrets, some of the smaller ships, but they are reducing the power of the thrusters in the future, and they're working towards getting that feature in a good state. We'll have to wait and see and provide feedback when you have access to that, because, yeah, there's definitely some problems with it. It needs balancing, so we'll have to see where that goes. The ability to rent ships, explore caves, make really good alpha UEC from looting harvestables and multi-tool mining gives the alpha a much needed content boost. The addition of mission sharing as well gives groups reasons and easier access to do missions together, as well as more difficult missions to tackle as a group. There's better outlaw and lore gameplay as well. NBC and asteroid interdictions need to be relatively rare. They're sort of like random events that occur. Someone I saw in Reddit described them as getting attacked in Pokemon, which is basically what that's happening. You're walking around, it's a random event. Now, I'm okay with that as long as it happens very rarely. And in the PTU, they've sort of like been testing and tweaking this from far too many interdictions. I think I had like 7 or 8 during one flight once, which is ridiculous, to none. So I would like it to be closer to none, if you see what I mean. So occasionally happen, but very rarely. 1 to none each sort of like flight. But again, all known issues, all things that they are working through. The current testing focus is on the Bounty Defender, caves, FPS mining, harvesting, personal inventory, the crime stat restrictions, because now you can't land at certain areas if your crime stat is above a certain rating, and if you're, although Grimhex you can land whatever your rating is. Ship rental system, the Vanguard variants, Harbinger and Sentinel, the Good Doctor Star Marine map, proximity assist and manual VTOL, which you can toggle by pressing J when you're flying on a plant. Pirate Swarm updates, new ship weapons, the Kronegg FL series, the new FPS weapon attachments, the character customizer version 2, mission sharing, mission rewards, and AI service beacon updates. And there's been some good difficulty changes for some of the missions, and AI, for the most part, at least on the missions that I've been playing in, have been reasonably responsive and actually working. Over the last 2 updates, the PTU I and J builds have added and fixed some things with visual polish to Twitch Pacheco's outfit, optimization pass to the Good Doctor Star Marine map, audio polish for caves, polish for hover bikes to reduce animation errors, numerous audio fixes for ships and ship weapons. They've updated the ping and passive scan behavior for finding mineable resources to be more consistent and predictable. They've corrected an issue causing ships to have inconsistent angular velocities, and takeoff requests will now ignore criminal checks to avoid players becoming locked inside hangars, which basically they were impounding ships effectively, which wasn't intended at the moment anyway. Some bug fixes. VTOL engines should no longer be slightly angled downward on respawn. The Caterpillar upper turret should no longer be missing a seat. They fixed residual scan echoes of already scanned mineable rocks. Mineable rock distances markers should no longer turn to 0 meters and slide away after scanning. The canopy collision for the Banu Defender should no longer persist after ejection. They fixed radio SFX for VoIP getting stuck on if the player leaves the party voice room. Scan initiated and scan complete audio should now play at the correct time when mining. The Gatling gun audio should no longer get stuck on when it runs out of ammo. The Reclaimer's turret screens should work again. Going prone with the female character should no longer cause the camera to twist. AI ships should now have their quantum travel jammers turned back on. So this isn't the Mantis's quantum enforcement stuff. This is sort of like the NPCs being able to use quantum travel jamming on random ships, so they have ships that pulse with it, so the old system still. The changes been made on the character customizer that should now appear in the persistent universe. The freelancer DIR should no longer float off the pad. Players should correctly connect to proximity VoIP when loading into the persistent universe. Scroll wheel input changes for speed should no longer be active when using the Mobi-Glass, and they fixed 3 server crashes and 6 client crashes. The patch still has a load of known issues, more so than a normal PTU patch. This is because CIG have altered the way they report known issues, so that the list is more in-depth than before, which should mean that most of the actual issues that they're currently focusing on are listed here. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So these issues currently are: VoIP will not transmit to players less than 200 meters away, renting many ships in succession can cause the kiosk to time out, the Mustang Gamma and Omega will overheat when starting the quantum drive, equipping any of the new chronic weapons onto a ship will negatively affect the ship's pitch and roll speeds. A Snoopy cap appears in the hairstyle options on the character customizer screen, which is supposed to be there to cover your hair in a helmet sometimes. The P-72's ship description contains placeholder text. In StarEngine, enemy indicators can sometimes be seen through walls. There's a chance a vehicle will become unresponsive after quantum travel. The Crusader L5 rest stop location is obstructed from most directions. The Freelancer Miss bounces on the pad when spawned. Clover Star Neely uses the wrong audio dialogue when offering a mission. NPC beacons will sometimes display an incorrect distance. Players cannot complete the Clovis Down satellite counter mission after killing the opposing player when they are in possession of the computer blade. Maintenance mission objective boxes vanish when they are picked up and dropped. The video feed for the air traffic control is currently blank. AI ships traveling along a route will often get stuck. Attempting to quantum travel to destinations from orbit of ArcCorp or its moons may result in a player colliding with a service. Ships can spin excessively out of control when their wings are clipped. Landing illegally and having your ship despawn while a mission box is inside will break mission progress. Players in the same ship may see the ship in different locations. The textures on the Reclaimer's main turret are incorrect. There's a large rectangular missing area from the surface of Daymar around one of the caves. Multiple scope crosshairs are off-center when viewed in aim-down sights. Corpses at derelicts are hidden under objects or hulls sometimes. Players can crash when loading into the industrial hangar. Players may crash when changing hair back to the original hair when using the character customizer. Ships may display as rented if the player exits to title when a claim is in progress. The Distortion Scattergun currently has a blue light texture issue, and the default hair may be present under other hairstyles. So I'm really liking the way that they're sort of focusing and outlining exactly what they're trying to fix for any given patch at the moment like this. Also, if you've had an annoying issue with 3.6, like a mission giver not working or cargo falling through the floor, the hope here is that they should actually be fixed with 3.7 live. Now, we've obviously hoped that with other patches as well, but with the new staggered development model and how CIG are approaching these bug fixes and quality of life issues, they should hopefully be fixed. We should have a much more playable 3.7 than we previously had. It might be worth people waiting for a live build if they've got a slow connection or data limits, in my opinion, though you can probably copy the PTU into your live folder so you don't have to download so much in the future, maybe. The only thing missing for me at the moment is if they can get all these fixes in, and if they can get the quality of life stuff in for 3.7 live, is persistence of alpha UEC and persistence of purchases in-game between patches. It's not a 3.7 feature, but they've been working on it, and I think it's a sort of possibility that it could land with 3.8 at the end of the year. That is living on hope. 3.7 is looking to be extremely playable, though. It's worth checking out, even in its PTU form, in my opinion. Lots of reasons to find a group in game, lots of reasons to be part of an organization now with mission sharing and a huge amount of fun that you can have exploring the verse, mining by hand. There's no real sort of like barriers to entry for all of these mechanics now, which is pretty cool. Just the prospector mining and the mantis sort of interdiction is the only thing that's really gated now. But if you're looking for permanent progression, and a reset every 3 months is not your cup of tea, then maybe wait a bit longer. But what do you think? Have you been playing 3.7.0 in the PTU? Have your bugs been fixed already? Or are they listed as being known issues? Or are you still frustrated by something that's been left unfixed and, to your opinion, ignored? Do you think we will see a live build on the 10th of October? Or will it be an open PTU? Or neither? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For October, it's an Anvil Carrack Explorer ship that should hopefully be flyable in Alpha 3.8 at the end of the year. Just comment on any of my videos made during October to be in for a chance to win that. There's an Aztec giveaway as well. They make cool CPU coolers. See what I did there? And at the moment, they're giving away 8 of these lovely CPU coolers with my logo on. So there's BoredGamer branded ones. I'll put a link down below for that separate giveaway too. I am also shilling for NordVPN and Shadow gaming PCs. So use the code BoredGamer for discounts there. NordVPN. In a world of censorship and privacy issues, VPNs allow you to browse the net and play games in more safety. NordVPN has many benefits over free VPNs, and that's why I shill for it. Some of you also might be interested in Shadow cloud gaming stuff. This allows you an alternative to sort of like buying and maintaining your own gaming PC. You can stream a custom Windows 10 environment to devices like your phone, a laptop, or a crappier, lesser PC, and bam, it's fantastically powerful and it's maintained and hardware is regularly updated for you. It's a fantastic service, Shadow. Cloud gaming certainly has quite a big future ahead of it. If you'd like to further support my channel, please consider subscribing, sharing this video, ringing the YouTube bell so you get notifications when a video goes live. This is a channel that is funded by the community via donations, Patreon members, YouTube members, and anyone else that wants to get involved with comments and helping. Thank you to everyone that goes the extra mile. Take care, and I will see you in the verse.